left-wing Kingz. Listen, think, act, repeat.
In August 2017, a white nationalist rally in Charlottesville, Virginia turned violent, resulting in the death of counter-protester Heather Heyer. In the aftermath, Trump held a press conference where he was asked to condemn the white supremacists involved. Now, y'all remember what his response was?
Yeah.
What'd he say?
Find people on both sides.
Find people on both
You
sides.
damn Skippy Ace. Why? Why might some Americans have an issue with Trump calling white supremacists fine people?
I mean, well, they're not fine people. That's first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? The white supremacists, meaning that they feel that the white race is superior to every other race, and that's just bad all in itself.
Right.
I mean, but if you just let's just look at the Charlottesville and the circumstance. You had people who came prepared to battle with tiki torches and other type of weaponry, and were running over people and driving cars through crowds and stuff like that. They didn't perform like fine people.
No,
you know what I'm
not
saying?
at all.
That's just looking at if you're looking at the both groups of what they did, just on what they did. So just from that observation, what fine people did he see? You know what I'm saying? We're not even talking about all the allegations and story that came back. I mean, it just showed Trump's true colors early in his term, and let us all know where we stood. I mean, and we can all go back to, back in the 70s and 80s when he was a landlord, how he treated black and brown people, and the Central Park Five. We can add all that into that. But this particular one, Charlottesville, showed him how he was going to act as president and how he felt about minorities.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely has a perceived normalization of hate groups. Like, why is it so hard to say that or condemn hate? Like, it's really easy to say, like, no, it's not okay to think that the white race is superior. We are all brothers and sisters, again, create some type of unity. But he doesn't do that. He actually has some normalization of, like, hate it's okay.
Yeah.
And it's accepted. Also, there's some historical and moral implications of that. Again, I always say character matters. Like, why would we think it's okay to spread hate and to teach our children if somebody doesn't look like you, it's okay to not like them, to treat them differently, and to treat just being indifferent or being hateful to one another. So, I keep saying it, character, character, character. You can say whatever you want, but character matters, and it drives our decisions and how we act.
Yeah.
I mean, and the country, unfortunately, this country, and I always say this, the KKK, believe it or not, is an established organization in this company. It's been around for hundreds of years. They, and with the doctrine and the rhetoric they preach, the government hasn't did anything to get rid of them. So what does that tell you?
Yeah.
Anything else that was, that they felt was a threat to any of their citizens for whatever reason, they found a way to get rid of them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Not the KKK. It's established. They got chapters in every country. I mean, in every state,
Freedom
every
of speech.
city. Yeah, freedom of speech, my ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I say they're an organization. So that's why Trump normalizes that. You know what I'm saying? It's one, he comes from a country club culture anyway. That's all about class separation. So it's easy for him to separate the races when it comes to do that. I mean, it's not important to him. He doesn't have to deal with it. His life, he's probably around some black people, but he doesn't have to, what he has to do. So he got his depiction and his perceptions of black people. So when other groups start talking about him at white supremacies, he just doesn't relate to that at all. And like you say, he normalizes it and he almost endorses it with his campaign. Basically is what happened. And this was the first, Charlottesville was the first time that he did that. He kind of endorsed white supremacy. And, fast forward that all to January 6th, we see what happened with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
I wonder if, like, some of his thought process on how he addressed that situation went back to some things that people in the Republican Party used to say about Barack Obama, right? Because Obama was president right before Trump. And what did they always used to say about Obama whenever he said something about, like, a black person getting killed, like, in a Trayvon Martin situation or things like that. Whenever, do y'all remember, like, what Republicans used to say about Obama during those times?
Just that he's being divisive.
Right. They said that he was being divisive by like supporting a black person that got killed by a white person or by a police officer or whatever. And so maybe, not trying to give him an out, but I'm just like, maybe dude was thinking, okay, I don't want to be divisive, so I'm going to say everyone's fine people. Y'all think there's any credibility to that statement?
I mean, he could have did that, but that shows his inability to kind of read the room.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, he could have been, hey, I don't want to be divisive.
Right.
But no, not in this situation. I'm saying, like, you don't go with the white supremacists. You know what I'm saying? That's talking about
white supremacists vote too.
Jews will not replace us. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
you know, they was on one.
Hey, look, white supremacists vote too.
Exactly, and that's why he does what he does.
First of all, you can't normalize hate groups because it goes against or contradicts the values of equality. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't make sense.
We know Trump ain't all about being equal.
Yeah, but that's what we're supposed to be. You got to understand that we're supposed to be talking about the impact on national unity. How do you unify people who don't look like you?
Yeah,
It's definitely not shunning one of them and saying that one is inferior to the other.
Hey, I was just trying to throw that dude a bone. My bad.
Yeah, he ain't working on. We ain't working for equality at all. Equality ain't never came out of Trump's mouth ever.
Well, just keep that in mind when you go out there and vote, because we're supposed to be talking about unifying the country and the values of equality and civil rights.
Yeah,
that's why we're here. That's why America is so great.
Trump's about the rich getting richer.
Right.
Basically.
Yeah,
he didn't care about them. You know, they were fine people. But if you thought fine people was great, you really gonna like this next one.